yeah, I can hear the Jesus Yamato and the plot armor jokes coming in the comments. Going guys, it is Plastic Disasta back with another Gundam hero, the Alie Strike Gundam Master Grade, piloted by, well, you know who. I've talked about the Strike Gundam before, and that would be the entry grade, which you can check out. That entry grade kit did not come with the Alie Strike pack. Take a look at the box art. We see the Alie Strike flying in space, and you also have a battle going on in the background. Take a look at this side of the box. We have the front and rear shot of the kit, the Alie Strike, the iconic pose with the two knives, shows off the weapons and the gimmicks, and right over here just shows off the marking stickers and the articulation. Onto this side of the box just shows the promotion of the HD remaster of the Seed anime, which came out years ago, and here it is with the action base that it comes with and how it looks like in the anime, and an advertisement with the other Master Grade Gundam Seed kits. And after cracking open the box, we got 6 back runners, a big piece of plastic, and a manual. Take a look at the cover, which looks really nice. I mean, of course, it is a same box art. I noticed it has some slight weathering on it, which is a nice touch. Opening in the manual, we see some still images from the anime, but it's in black and white. Moving on down, we got some information, and right down here is the pilot himself, Kira Yamato. And cracking open in the middle of the manga, we have a lot going on, like more information, weapon armaments. It's nice CG renders, some more action poses, a lot of good stuff. Moving on to the back of the manga, we have the front and rear shot of the kit. Right down here is the color guide you're planning on painting it, and a little 1/100 scale of Kira Yamato and Lula Flaga. And how could I forget checking the parts list? Well, we're only going to have a few leftover parts. Quickly going over the runners just to see what I'm doing with. We got one multicolored runner. We got 2 red runners, 2 white runners, 5 stacks of the gray parts, 1 small black runner, and the parts to make the base. Let's hope it doesn't fall over. Got the polycap runners, beam saber effect parts, bendable wire. Finally, we got the eye sticker, metallic stickers, marking, and dry transfer decals. So that's gonna be it for the unboxing. So something tells me it's gonna be quite the build. So I'm gonna put this kit together right now. I'll see you guys right after. Here's the Strike Gundam all put together, and wow, I am amazed on the out-of-box presentation. And the funny thing is that it's not anime accurate. I mean, that's just me being nitpicky because it's the proportions, but come on, I like this thing. For the build, it's actually pretty simple. You can get through this in like one evening or one day. Moving on to stickers, starting off with the eye stickers. Of course, it goes on the eye, and I already went ahead and painted. And this big blue sticker right here goes onto the forehead, and this little one right here goes onto the back of the head. And this blue circle right here goes onto the beam rifle. And as you can see, I already paint them instead of using the stickers. All right, and that should wrap up the out-of-box presentation. What can I say? I really like how it looks. No seam lines to worry about. The surface detail is just all over the place, but in a good way. You got like bits of inner frames like poking out. Color separation is spot on. You know me, I do like a good out-of-box presentation, but I also do like a really good detail up, which I'm gonna do right now. I'll see you guys right after. After some detail work, I like this even more now. Marking stickers applied on white plastic, it looks pretty convincing, but the marking stickers on dark plastic, well, it's not the best looking. Talk about the work I put in. You don't have to do a lot if you're going to do just panel lighting and putting on decals and maybe paint the eyes and the forehead and backhead camera. Moving on with accessories, starting off with hand options or finger options. What you have right there is closed fists, 2 trigger finger hands, except you have 2 different kinds of the weapon holding hands. Why 2 different kinds? Well, one does not have the little peg inside, and the other has the little peg right here. 2 open palm hands, 2 1/100 scale pilots of Kira and Mulaflaga, and a seating pilot. This is Mulaflaga. Kira Yamato is inside the cockpit. You may not see it, but you see this little white plastic thing right here? That's Kira Yamato in there. Moving on to the good stuff. First up, you have its beam rifle. You got the secondary handle that can move side to side. Next up, you have its shield. This little peg plugs underneath the arm. Now, if you want to make it hold the shield, all you gotta do is just yank this out and plug this into that little square hole right there. Now it looks like he can hold it. His 2 little knives are stored in the side skirt. Just pull this down, pull this out. Better to do it off camera. So once again, he does have 2 of them, and the blade comes out just like this. Just a heads up, the blade does come in white, so I painted silver. And finally, you got the AL Striker pack. Also, you do get beam saber handles, which are here for the beam saber back parts. On to the articulation of the backpack, it does have quite a lot. So you have a ball joint right over here on the beam saber. On the wings, it does flap up and down. And this little right here does flap up and down. And no, it does rotate, but if you do, you're just gonna pop it off or something. Right down here, you do have a ball joint. Now you do get this cool gimmick or feature that you pull this out. Pull it out the proper way, not too far. You have access to these little holes right here for the Perfect Strike Gundam. And unfortunately, the sword pack and the strike pack, or not strike pack, the launcher pack, excuse me, those RP Bandai. Why Bandai? Why you gotta do us like that? Guys, editing Plastic Disasta here. So I did a little more research on that, and I came across this image. Now this one came out back in 2008, and this is the P Bandai set I was talking about earlier. That's for the 2013 AL Strike kit, which that kit did come out. So I'm wondering if this part of the instruction manual has something to do with like this set. Let me know down in the comments below. I mean, you do get this little batteries, I believe that's what they're called, which plugs under the AL Strike pack. I mean, in canon, it's meant for the Perfect Strike Gundam to make it last longer in the battlefield. Also get these little adapter piece, which is meant to turn it into the Perfect Strike Gundam. So I guess Bandai did prep us, I guess. And finally, the most interesting accessory of all, this launcher pack, or an action-based stand. How do you turn it to an action-based stand? Well, just lift this piece up, lift this down, and you can plug it to any of the 4 spots, just like that. And you can also plug this little adapter piece right up here. It goes on the back skirt, just an FYI. And this little piece plugs into the back skirt of the Strike Gundam as well. And this can launch it and also lock it in place. Hey guys, editing Plastic Disasta here. Forgot about one last thing. You also have this part of the shoulder that moves up, which I assume is part of the Perfect AL Strike Gundam. Moving on with accessories, you do get a ball joint on the head, and on the neck you get some forward and backward movements. Moving on to the shoulder, you do get a bit of a tight butterfly joint. The shoulder can move up and down and do a little bit of rotation. The arm can move from this high, always nice. Bicep rotation, double bend on the elbow, and ball joint on the wrist. And you also get a ball joint on the thumb. Moving on to the torso, you do get quite a bit of movement. You have some rocking side to side, and you do have a ball joint. Front skirt can move out this far, the side skirt can move out this far, and the back skirt can move out this far. Well, it's a little floppy, but hey, it can hold. Onto the legs, if you look really closely, you do have like one of those like shifting thighs which can move up and down. So it can kick this far up, or if you move it down, you'll kick a little further up. Okay, maybe it's not cooperating with me, but you get the idea. And it moves back that far. And as for the splits, it can go this far. You get a thigh rotation, double bend at the knee, which reveals some nice knee armor separation. Onto the ankles and feet, this can go forward this far, can move back this far. You also get a nice toe movement. And okay, that's pretty ridiculous. The ankle armor can move up and down. And as for a pivot, and you get a pretty nice pivot. Moving onto the back, this little thruster right here can move up and down so slightly. Well, the articulation on this kit is really nice. Now, even though I don't have it in a pose, but I just want to show you that it could stand fine on its own without the action-based stand, even with the Ale Strike pack on. Even with the extra batteries on, I'm going to have to leave it forward just a little bit, but he stands fine. Moving on to size comparisons, unit is right next to the Master Grade Gundam Mark II, which is a bit taller than the Strike Gundam. Gundam only stands like 17.7 meters, I believe, which is pretty close to steady size. Next unit is right next to the previous hero I reviewed, the Shining Gundam. It's a tad bit shorter than the Strike. And moving the camera down just a bit, here it is right next to the SD Ariel and Lego Iron Man. So that's going to be it for size comparisons. Let's move on to my final thoughts. Moving on to my final thoughts. Overall, I am really impressed with this kit. It's coming from a guy who's not a C fan. You get a nice looking kit, very well articulated, and a good amount of accessories. What more could you ask for? Again, if you do want to make a perfect Strike Gundam Sword and Launcher pack, it's B Bandai. Hopefully whenever Bandai decides to reprint that, I'll definitely get my hands on that. And after building this kit, it makes me want to get the MG Strike Rouge, and I want to build the MG Build Strike Gundam, because they all have pretty much the same base kit anyways. That's gonna be it for the review. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys are new here, want to see more content like this, be sure to subscribe so you won't miss out. Questions, concerns, comment down below. I'll see you guys in the next video. Now the real question is, do I have enough shelf space to put this big hunk of plastic?